was treating this wood, and it blew right back at me and hit me square in the mouth. And and that oily. It's like, you ever have one of those really cheap cupcakes with a cheap icing that after you eat it, you feel like this layer of crud and grease on the inside of your mouth?
Yeah.
That's what this was like.
565 has been inadvertently tasting it. If you're not wearing a respirator while spraying it, you'll get, and you're ingested too much of it, you get a minty taste in your mouth.
Oh, is that like the taste of you dying?
Probably.
Yeah.
I've learned that I always wear a respirator now when I spray 565.
Yeah.
If I spray I try not to spray it.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a big fan of injection nozzles, and not using fogging aerosols if I can help it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so back to it. When he fires Dale asks, "Do you want somebody who reads a book?" Also, someone that is licensed or bonded.
Uh-huh.
Do you want somebody that's licensed or bonded, Hank? Huh? Do you want somebody that's licensed or bonded?
I've read a book.
I think that means that Dale is not licensed or bonded.
No, I wouldn't think he was. And he actually said he read a book. So I'm not sure what book that was. He did not specify.
I don't know if it was the Pest Control Guide, Book of Malice, or what the fuck he read.
Yeah, it was probably like a C Spot Run. That's what I was guessing that Dale Gribble was reading. But no, that was a good episode, and my favorite part though was when Bobby was looking at him under a microscope, and you'd see this little poof of smoke. You'd be like, "Oops." They're so cool; they can go wherever they want. Oops. He's just burning them up.
Well, with this episode, so I got some notes on it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, Hank tries to kill the ants that he gets in his lawn from Dale being upset that he's stopped using his service, with a thing called Echo Kill, which released ants, or release flies to
Forward
inject
flies.
their eggs into the head. Yeah.
Have you ever actually seen that video? It's from the University of Florida.
No, I actually haven't.
Oh, it's awesome because they actually did that. They released forward flies on a colony of fire ants, and it's not the larva. When the larvae hatch, their heads would pop off. I think it's the way they injected the eggs that causes the ants' heads to pop off, because there's actually close-up video, and I'll have to find it and share it to you, and I'll put it on our Facebook page as well. Of these, the University of Florida did a thing with forward flies and fire ants, and it's awesome. And I think that's where he got it from.
Okay.
It's actually really cool to watch his head just go come right off.
I do need to see that. That does sound cool.
It's fun.
So Bobby ends up getting a queen from that, and then he later becomes entranced by the queen by smelling the pheromones and follows her commands. It's a little weird. He does like the whole sugar water thing and like feeds it to her. And then later, after he releases her back onto the hill to, I guess, take over to the other colony, they just swarm all over him.
Well, and he goes, "Oh, look at that one. That's all white and chubby. That's all big and chubby. White and chubby," which reminds me of me when I was chubby.
Yeah.
No, that was a good episode. I enjoyed that one. I really did. That was fun.
Well, did you notice like the what Dale says he uses?
No. What was it he said he used?
He said he used a dioxide 6 powder with Tecoline.
I've never heard of
that.
I
don't know exactly if it was a made-up thing or if I heard it wrong, but I mean, when you see him spraying it, did you watch the second parts of the episode? Because I know I sent you a clip, but I don't know if it was the second.
Actually, it cut off right after it said, "Thanks for watching my channel," like right after they had the queen in the gumball machine.
Okay. So yeah, he uses like sprays a purple pesticide on the lawn.
Right.
and I don't really know what it was, not wearing a mask or anything, smoking a cigarette. There's also one point he's sitting on a barrel of a pesticide that says flammable, and he's smoking a cigarette.
Of course he is.
Of course.
I noticed when he kicked over the dome that had all the forward flies in over the anthill, they all swarmed his face, and while he had a cigarette in his mouth, he just sprayed his face.
Yes, he sprays his face. But at the end of the episode, so his lawn basically gets killed from all the pesticide, and the end of the episode, everybody brings a piece of their lawn, like at the end of It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, yeah.
And hand him a piece of the lawn, but it's like only enough to like cover like a parking space of like the lawn. I mean, it's really nothing.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I didn't get to see that part, but I can imagine it was hilarious.
It was very funny.
Well, I got to tell you, I was doing a little bit of research, and it turns out there's a Three Stooges episode called "The Pest Man," and the Three Stooges, Larry, Moe, and Curly, decide to grab some vermin and take it to this ritzy house party type thing and release them amongst all these rich people and try to, get some business out of that after releasing the rats. And in true Three Stooges fashion, there wasn't anything specifically notable except for the fact that they just about destroyed the house, fighting each other while, chasing rats, and, the slapstick comedy and hilarity ensues. But there's been all kinds of references. I mean, there's songs that I was going to try to find to do on TikTok, but most of them were about that mentioned pest control. One started out really good. It's a parody of a Meek Mill song. I'm assuming Meek Mill is something you young kids listen to.
Sure.
But and it starts out showing a bench of Baltimore City, which I'm like, yeah, it's going to have to do with rats then. And this guy goes to the door, this kid answers and goes, "There's a rat in my bedroom." So he grabs a baseball bat and walks upstairs and starts beating this rat in this bedroom. And then the music starts, and it just kind of goes into saying bad things about people and words that are slurs and stuff like that. But the first couple of seconds of it was pretty cool.
Okay.
That's all I got.
We're going to do another episode on this. I mean, I still got another King of the Hill episode, and we're going to talk about Billy the Exterminator.
Oh, I'm ready to just.
Oh, I know you're chomping at the teeth for that one.
My disgust with Billy the Exterminator. He's like a skinny dog, the bounty hunter.
He really is. Well, let's go ahead and talk about him since we're talking about it.
Okay, well, I had turned you on to Billy the Exterminator. Tell me your first impression of Billy the Exterminator.
My first note written down, Billy looks like a fucking idiot.
Spot on, man. You did watch.
I did watch it, yes. So just kind of watching it, I'm like, he looks like a fucking idiot. His voice is kind of annoying. Like, he's just dressed like a golf kid, I guess, but he's got like fingerless gloves on. And what are fingerless gloves for?
I think they're for keeping your palms warm while you scratch your butt or pick your nose or both.
Oh, so while you're digging for gold or you're getting a dingleberry out. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what they're for.
Gotcha. Yeah, if anybody who's listening wears fingerless gloves, why?
Smell your fingers.
Smell your fingers.
But he wears like the studded wristbands like he's a 1980s metal guy.
Yeah.
And he got busted a long time ago for setting up his own pest problems for the sake of the show. Mm-hmm. The episode where he jumped the shark was a turkey in a bar, and he had to get the turkey out of the bar. Now, that's not... Open the door, maybe? But he's chasing around. It turns out he put that turkey in there just to film the episode. And, I'm sorry. If you're so pathetic that you got to take your scrawny "Wish I Was Dog the Bounty Hunter" and put a turkey in a bar, that's... How's that even pest control?
Yeah, watching it, it's more of like a wildlife management show.
Yeah.
It's pest control. Like, there was like an episode about wasps, and there was an episode about honeybees, and there was one about German cockroaches that I watched that was... I don't know. I just didn't really get what we was doing with it. Maybe it's because I do things differently. I mean, it was a nasty infestation this house had.
Right.
But he ended up using like some natural ingredient to kill them, and then he vacuumed them afterwards, and then he just wasn't. He didn't seem like he was going to do a follow-up appointment on it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know if he'd have said that for the sake of the show, but I'm like, you always do a follow-up for roach clean out, because that first time you're not going to get them all.
Oh, no, not at all.
And just saying, oh, well, as long as y'all, fill up the cracks and crevices, it should, likely it won't be as a bad infestation next time. And it's like, you're not done doing your work.
No, and the thing is, it's supposed to be a reality show while he's on the job, okay? Mm-hmm. But if you're getting 8 different camera angles of him crawling through a crawl space, and you don't see the cameraman on the other side of him, that's, when it flashes to him on the other side crawling, that means they had to stop and move the cameraman 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really a reality show.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... And I don't know, like, he did... They show, like, how long the job took, and it was, like, 6 hours for his cockroach clean out.
Wow.
Yeah, which I've done a roach clean out, and does not take you that long.
No, not if people are prepped.
Yeah. Which I don't think I don't know. They didn't, like, take any of the trash out. There was still trash all in there, and he's just like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and spray. Which, I mean... If you're there doing the service, you need to go ahead and do it. But still, like, at the same point, it's just like, oh, I guess we're showing how nasty the people are, and we're just not going to take anything out.
Right.
Right. I don't know. It was just kind of odd to me.
That guy that's idiot incarnate is what he is, and it's absolutely I want to smack him in the mouth just for the sake of every other hardworking pest control person out there. Just, Billy the Exterminator, I'm calling you out. If you want to come after me, that's just fine. I've had turds bigger than you.
He actually has a YouTube channel.
Oh, good. Oh, good. So maybe I can respond to him there and maybe call him out on something and see if I can get him to, stand his spineless body up for a minute and talk to me.
So the first episode I watched, he was, like, trying to get a raccoon out of a barn, like, at a zoo. Mm-hmm. It was, like, in the walls. It was a mama raccoon. The babies were cute as fuck, by the way.
Yeah.
Very, very adorable. But he, like, tore up the damn barn while, like, trying to get to this raccoon. He's, like, tearing up, going over here, and then he's running up over here to go get it and running back and forth, and I'm like, who's going to let you tear up their place like this?
I bet the show was like, we're going to pay for that.
Someone flushing it out to get it over here so you can grab it this way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But he's like, oh, well, I'm just going to set up a trap and leave it overnight, and hopefully we'll get her.
He could have done that in the first place with that.
He could have done that in the first place, man. Like, he needed to get the babies out of there first before Mama relocated them and everything. That was fine.
Oh, if you go back a couple months on our Facebook page, my office manager from one of the religious cult pest control companies, she had a family of raccoons in her house, and the mama was sticking her head down through the ceiling tiles, and the babies were all over the kitchen, and like I said, the babies are cute as fuck.
Yeah.
So the little raccoon babies were cute as hell, but it was it was the exterminator thought he got all of them out, and it turns out there were like 2 or 3 left, and the dogs went nuts when babies finally came down looking for food.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but Billy the Exterminator, just leave a damn trap out.
So he killed honeybees.
Right. That's smart.
Which he's like talking about, I try not to kill things, use natural things, and he uses silica gel in a shop vac and just reverses it and shoots it out into them.
Silica gel into honeybees.
Into honeybees.
He's suffocating them.
Well, what he was doing with it, because he wasn't sucking them in.
Right.
He was shooting the silica gel out, which would hit them, and then silica gel dries stuff out. So he was drying them out that way, but he was killing honeybees.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you need to call the beekeeper in and get them removed safely